Boss Spencer, Aaron Major, Jerry Collins, Chris Jack and Richie McCaw. These are the names which will become synonymous with the All Blacks of the next few years. The players of the past have all earned their place in the history books of New Zealand rugby. But now John Mitchell has entrusted a new generation to write a new chapter. Tonight the All Blacks take on their fiercest rival in a rivalry which has defined rugby over the last 100 years. The All Blacks and the Springboks go head to head tonight in the Tri-Nations on 3 Sport.
Really, you know, we've got a game plan that we stick to, and we've got specific moves.
Oh, that is a new All Black record. Nobody has ever achieved that. Captain Reuben Thorne leads his troops out into the cauldron. That is Carisbrook. Atmosphere doesn't get much better than this. The lad from down the road, born in Mosgiel, starts a test for the first time. All the best to him. Aaron Major has been a major factor in the way this All Black team has stepped up in recent weeks. He certainly is, without a doubt, a key to the continuing success of this side. And Mark the Bull Allen is sitting next to me, a foot away from me. He can hardly hear me. What a noise, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
Well, you come to expect this in Carisbrook, don't you? It just doesn't get better. It's one of the great test venues, and the crowd's really pumped up for this game. And, of course, a lot riding on it.
Frank Bunce.
There's a great atmosphere. I can hardly hear anything down here, fellas. Always a great atmosphere, though, when the Springboks are in town. The conditions are perfect. There's a slight breeze that's going to be favouring the All Blacks, I think, in the first half. Nothing really to speak of, though. A little bit of dew on the ground as you get in night rugby, but it's going to be set for a great night.
So the haka over. There's big Jerry Collins. Look for another bullocking effort from him, and him too, number 3, Carisbrook.
Well, the props squaring up early. I tell you what, that's going to mean some business out on the track. They're playing for keeps, those boys.
I'll tell you what, Ian Kirkpatrick, did you get a catch of that one? Sabaka really rising to the challenge.
Well, it's certainly feeling out there, Hamish. Look at Carisbrook. Man, was he on fire.
Brad Thorne, well and truly amped for this occasion. Ali Williams, his name this week became accountable as Louis Kern gets it underway. Referee Peter Marshall. And early ball here for Jus van der Westhuizen on halfway. Bobo flicks it on. Stefan to Blanche has to go back for it. Umaga makes the tackle. 10-metre line, South African territory. They have secured the possession. Anxious sort of start. Van der Westhuizen kicking nicely, weighted this one. And Muliaina will watch it run into touch midway. 22 and halfway. All Blacks left wing side of the field. And straight away, Ian Kirkpatrick, we're going to be keeping an eye on this All Black line out. They've got to be on the money.
Well, this first one's hugely important to them, so they make sure they've got to settle this one and make it a money throw. Make sure of it, tie it up.
So much speculation about Ali Williams being the one factor that hasn't quite fired in the All Blacks. And he really went after that one, hammer and tong. Off for Spencer. Spencer rakes it way downtown to Blanche, just inside his 22. And we'll come back for a line out in a similar position.
Well, that jump by Ali Williams, that was a great jump under a huge amount of pressure. So good start to the All Blacks at line-out time anyway.
We certainly need it, Kirky. Out of the 3 teams in the Tri-Nations, the All Blacks line-out is the least efficient. So they'll need to make sure of their throws. That's for real. That's 2 good ones. Great start.
Hammett gets a chance to make a few yards. Does so. Justin Marshall, who turned 30 just a few days ago, down to Blanche. Rakotoko is there to meet him. Charging up the big lock for Kranya. To Blanche down in back play. The kick down to Muliaina, who's been faultless this time. Contested ball. Sapaka can't control it. Knocked back, says referee Marshall.
Get on side. Come back. Last man.
Springboks just working through. Krieger, the captain.
Come Black.
No Richie McCaw in this All Black pack tonight. He's been rested. And that kick's no good. Out on the full. Basic error from Joos van der Westhuizen. First test or 86 tests. You can't afford to commit those.
One area the South Africans aren't too bad. They tend to start their games quite strongly. Where they tend to fall off the pace later on in the game. And once again, we're seeing them stringing phases together. But as you mentioned, a costly mistake.
3 in a row for Ali Williams. He needs to get that down, secure the possession. Spencer, very flat. Collins into the tackle of Louis Kern with support from Joe van Niekerk. Coming through there, Victor Matfield, smashing tackle. Turnover, Bobo, and Yori Muller, eventually gets the kick away.
South Africans, Bunsey wanting to kick the ball a lot at this stage, looking for those little ones over the top.
Yes, they certainly are. We saw some nice pair of hands there from Bobo. I think we're going to be looking for a little bit more of a threat from the midfield of the South Africans tonight, and they're now in a prime attacking opportunity.
Great to see some ball in hand for Brad Thorne there on the forward replay, met by Matfield.
Stay out half. Wait. Yes.
Good take this time. Thorne was the option. The All Blacks 4 in a row, bang on the money.
It's interesting to note Thorne jumping at 4 on that time occasion. Normally he's a 2 jumper, so showing his versatility.
Stop once. Stop once.
Here it is for Reuben Thorne. Marshall to Spencer. Krieger coming through on him. Down to Wilmse. Van der Westhuizen. Tennis Delport is the fullback this week for this one. Willemse again. Ashwin Willemse.
Loves to get involved. He's always looking to hit the one off the rucks and mauls, but he's turned that one over.
Howlett. Marty Holler, the Muru man. This time it's Major who puts the kick in behind. Rakotoko giving chase and he'll get there. Oh, I don't believe it.
Well,
it just rolls on and on and on. 11 tries. In his first season of Test rugby, he's a magnet.
well, Joe Rakotoko. You say, Hamish, he's done it again. Kick from Carlos, though.
Just about to say, let's not forget the kick. Clever play. The South Africans up very flat in defence. Fullback Delport out of position, so the opening was there. And as we know, Joe Rakotoko, fantastic speed. When you give this guy an opportunity, he'll take it every time. Beautiful. The bounce just popped up nicely for him, collected it and scored the 5 points.
Well, it just about summed up the All Blacks play tonight. They've been very positive right from that first line out. And that great finish by Joe Rakotoko, as you mentioned, ball a perfect bounce, but man, he was right there. Great anticipation.
Wonderful option taken from this man, Carlos Spencer.
So can he nail the extras? In comes Spencer. He's turned it in. It's going to go over. Flags are up. Spencer the conversion. Maximum points, 7-0.
The ball will be reasonably dry out there. Bunsey, would it?
So Rokethoko, the try scorer. Aaron Major was the man who laid it on with the beautifully judged kick.
Yes, I must apologise to Aaron, giving Carlos Spencer the credit there.
Yes, I thought that Carlos has been taking some good options earlier, Bull. And a South African coming through there and taking an All Black out from the restart. Victor Matfield, the big bull.
He's one South African forward that's been very impressive. He's really puts himself around the field, Victor Matfield.
Might have been a bit of frustration there by Matfield.
Well, we talked for a moment before the game as we have a look at this as Van Niekerk and Matfield both coming through, but although All Black players were in stationary positions.
Yeah, he wasn't very discreet the way he sort of jumped up in the air and put his arm around somebody.
Carl Hoff, disappointment for him. Shot of him in the stand there, ruled out by injury once again. This one is not controlled. South Africa have this back for Van der Westhuizen.
Okay. It's okay. Play the line out.
So Hammett will have the throw to the line out.
Guys, I'm on the mark.
Now that Joe Rokethoko try, that's his 11th in Test rugby this season. The record in a calendar year is held by Lamu Cullen and Philippe Saint-Andre of 12 tries in a calendar year. This bloke's got another test to go and hopefully the World Cup. I hope I don't put the mockers on him, but he's a machine as the All Black machine looks to get a bit of momentum on up front. Spencer thumps this one way down to Tennis Delport, just out from his own sticks. And all he can do is look for the touchline. 8 minutes gone, 7-0. The All Blacks lead South Africa at Carisbrook. Free for all on 3 Sport.
Both teams doing a lot of kicking at this stage, Hamish, just feeling each other out, aren't they? Just looking for field position, not trying anything too risky at these early stages of the Test match.
They're right. They're right.
Harvey Williams once again, fantastic work.
Good work, Spencer, Major, Howlett, trying to get on the outside of Yori Mola, can't do so. Might have been a little bit slow to release that one. Very flat and congested up the middle there. Taken on by Case Muse. Spencer, cheeking, running. Carlos Spencer. They hung off him.
Can't shoot number 4. Play the player out.
And Brad Thorne taking out a defender.
Quiet, let me referee the game you play. Thanks.
After the good work by Spencer.
Well, that's the physical nature of this man. He likes to mix it up. That's why he's in there. But on that occasion, deemed to be illegal. So the South Africans get a bit of a let-off. Corne Krieger, the South African captain, always in the wars, always putting his body on the line. Not very often to see him come off the field without a bit of claret around his face.
Let's have a look at this again as the ball comes back here. And
ouch.
It was nowhere near the ball, Corne Krieger, as he was scragged around the neck by...
Wouldn't that be classed as a clean out or not?
Well,
he certainly got cleaned out.
Good take here by Matfield. They set the drive.
And let's remember back to the first time these two teams met. This is an area that South Africans really took it to the All Blacks from the line out.
Krieger into Marty Holler, the tackle. The All Blacks have turned this one over.
Well, there was Marty Holler.
Collins into Bobo and Kern, the tacklers. Kutsia goes in there, the hooker. Back for Marshall. Works the short side. Case Muse in a bit of space.
Pleased for him to get a start on run. His form's been so impressive this year, particularly off the bench.
And Bands coming through offside.
Well,
claims it was out, but he's a prop after all. No offence, Paul.
Who, me?
That's why he was testing the referee. These props, mate, always play to the letter of the law on the job.
Incredibly intelligent man, of course.
But that was great work from Case Muse, that go-forward ball, which is so important to get phases going from.
Just noticed how he just came infield slightly, which is very good play. Keep away from that sideline, get a bit closer to his supports, like he's done there.
And the ball presentation absolutely top-notch. The All Blacks doing a great job of cleaning the ball out and getting it back for Justin Marshall.
Case Muse there, though, Kirky, for the younger viewers, just basic rugby, wasn't it? Just bring it in from the touchline, wait for the support.
Yep.
Collins a tap down. No, on that occasion. Basic mistake, turnover ball for Van der Westhuizen. Kern. And really there were numbers to burn to the right for South Africa. And they cut back on the angle to the left where there was nobody, and then threw a heinous pass.
Well, they've done that a couple of times now, Hamish, and, you know, they can't afford to do that. That just, a team, been on the rack. They really need to build confidence and make those passes stick.
How's that front row there? Hewitt putting pressure on Bands.
Yeah, pretty solid South African scrum. They achieved what they wanted to.
Juan Smith is the number 8. Van der Westhuizen back for Kern. All the early territory advantage with the All Blacks, 70-30 possession. They have a 60-40 advantage there. And they have the lead on the scoreboard by 7 points to 0.
And this game just seems to be flying by. We're already into just about the 13th minute. Ali Williams, he's got to be pretty happy with his work so far. Him and Hammett, combination working very well in the lineouts. 7 All Black lineouts to 1 South African. And another beauty.
Hammett, Spencer, Collins.
Look at that Jerry Collins, gets that go forward every time.
Krieger on to Ruben Thorne. Tap back for Marshall. Puts the kick in behind. Willems in a bit of space too. It's a chance to crank up a bit of pace. Hollow came across and made the tackle. This is Bands, the big prop forward. Oh, what a run from the big number 3 inside the 22. He might go all the way. That'll be one of the great tries by a prop forward. That is unbelievable. The look of shock on the face of Paul Allen.
That is an absolute brilliant piece of running from the big man. To look at the build-up, you wouldn't think you'd be able to run like that. That was absolutely sensational.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick, how much can that lift a team?
Oh, hugely. I mean, just see the way on he got. He noticed he had Spencer to beat, so he just took him on as he changed the ball on the other hand. But just watch, he thought about it, and he sees Spencer coming up, and he said, I can take this guy. He gives him a bump. Spencer goes high, which he probably shouldn't have done, right over backwards, and look at him. And he's taken Aaron Major as well.
Yes, I don't think Carlos gave him about as much respect as he should have. Hey, Kirky, he went a little bit high. You don't do that on a prop forward when he's running that speed.
Well, he's so big up top, but Carlos wouldn't even got his hands anywhere around one arm just about. So that was a great run, though, ball, wasn't it?
Well, that's certainly one for Richard Bands to put in the video library. I don't think it gets any better than that. It just sort of opened up. I don't think he could believe his luck. He just went and scored. Fantastic stuff.
Well, it was almost charged down. The conversion is unsuccessful. The All Blacks lead 7-5.
It's every nightclubber's worst nightmare.
A Springbok forward score a try against the All Blacks for the first time in 5 years. 5 long years since a Bok forward crossed the white chalk, and what style to do it in.
Well, it's hard to believe the guy's 119 kgs, Hamish. He was running like a 3/4, wasn't he? Absolutely superb. Let's see how he goes in the scrums now, up against Dave Hewitt on this side. He might be puffing for a bit after that big run.
Van der Westhuizen, well, the call was from Marshall, use it. I'm still not sure that he can play the man without the ball. Spencer. Pop pass from Umaga to Howlett. And the penalty goes the way of the All Blacks. Should be pretty simple. 3 points on offer here.
Tackler. The tackler. Number 12. It doesn't matter. We've had a ruck for him. I want him rolling away first. He must stand up.
Well, that's pretty self-explanatory from Peter Marshall.
Certainly got the clear call from him.
I'd like to make mention of Ali Williams once again. And from that scrum that twisted, he did a good job there. Secured ball. Once again, we get to see the big fella in action. Oh, poor old Carlos Spencer.
It was a perfect bump, wasn't it? Just high on Spencer, and he had no show.
Thanks for coming, but bye-bye.
53-metre run by that guy, Richard Barnes.
You won't see a better try from a prop anywhere than that one, I wouldn't think.
Spencer. Pretty simple from there. Nails the penalty. The All Blacks go out to a 10 points to 5 lead. 17 minutes gone at Carisbrook. Free for all on 3 Sport.
For this game, Carlos Spencer had something like a 58% kicking record. So, of course, he's 100% today, 2 from 2. So that'll be good for his confidence.
Unable to control it from the restart. Sapaka, the big Zulu man, goes in there and claims it. Bloke who speaks 5 or 6 languages.
Stock standard for props, Amos, of course.
Props can do anything, as we've just seen from Richard Barnes. That's taken up by Joel van Niekerk. And Van der Westhuizen just looking to put the natty little kick in behind. And eventually this one bounces into touch. Doug Howlett just waits for it to go over that right wing side of the field as the All Blacks see it.
Just a bit of a lack of communication there from the South Africans. Used to going for that little kick over the top, but no winger chasing.
They haven't really gone for moving it out wide, have they? I don't know if they're scared of making a mistake or what, but they seem to like bringing it back in or kicking ahead.
It's one against the All Black throw.
Yeah,
the timing was all out there.
A couple have just gone a little bit west here. Louis Kerr, Van Niekerk, support has to get to him. And there it is from Willemse, who scored the try in Pretoria. Here's Barnes again into hammer time.
I'd suggest the All Blacks will be marking him a little bit more closely.
Van der Westhuizen. Coetzee, a little bit of danger here from the box as they look to get a bit of way on. Only 10 or 12 metres out here. Kern, Van Niekerk.
Good D, Jerry Collins.
As we've come to expect, Coetzee straight back into the heavy traffic.
Just stockpiling the South Africans on the one spot at the moment, the All Blacks.
Joe Van Niekerk in the tackle of Ali Williams.
Just testing that close quarter defence of the All Blacks. It's suspect.
They'll need to cut it wide soon, the box. They have numbers to the right. Sapaka. Lawrence Sapaka appeared to charge right into one of his own men. Here's Barnes again. He's got a taste for it.
Yeah, they're not making many yards, though, are they?
And the penalty goes the way of South Africa.
Well, you could say it's boring, but it's effective. It's got them a penalty.
Yes, they've obviously wanted to target that tight 5 with all the changes being made. And I guess Kirky, you're right. They've come up with an opportunity for 3 points. Not wanting to risk going wide at the moment, but we were talking to Ray Mort this morning at the gym, and he said that the Springboks would be in it for 25 minutes, but after that he said who knows what might happen.
Let's join match analyst now, AJ Wetton.
Well, we said before, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Ali Williams, but here we see his first line out. He would have relished that. Ball in his mitts, hammered right on the mark again. Another good two-handed take, and this was a beauty. Just going backward, kept his balance, showed flexibility here, coming to the short line out. There we go, going deep again. Good start for Ali Williams and a lot of confidence.
So Louis Kern with the penalty attempt, chance to close it to within 2. Well, Mark Hammett, you can't charge a penalty anyway. So he'll be thinking twice about that next time the hooker. South African fans happy about that. Closed up to within 10-8. As the first 5-8s exchange penalties here at Carisbrook. Van der Westhuizen. Kern. Tennis Delport looking to run it out from their own sticks after the deep restart. Van der Westhuizen flat and bouncing towards Rokethoko. Muliaina's hardly had a touch on this, but flings the pass across to Spencer, who takes on Kutsia. There's the raking kick way downtown. Umanga, Muliaina, Major, Rokethoko puts the gas on, tries to get away from Van Niekerk, who comes in high. And Big Joe, he'll only smile at them as they have a bit of a crack at him.
Oh, and the crowd absolutely going wild here on the terraces, loving the goose step, the Campese-like goose step. Good width there that the All Blacks are showing, getting it wide quickly, and look at him, he's enjoying it out there. He loves to run with the ball, does Joe Rokethoko. A good cover defence from the ABs. Big Richard Bands here, the prop involved once again. He's really thrown himself about in this match.
Kutsia to Giel Kronia. I like Clint's call before the match. He looks like a bloke out of the ball war.
I wonder if Clint would say that to him face to face, though.
It's the beauty of the microphone.
Yeah.
So the scrum is set. Referee Peter Marshall, of course, touch judges for this one. David McHugh from Ireland and Roy Maybank of England. Here's Bobo, a man who was once told to go away and get a haircut. So went and lived in a cave for 4 months before deciding that maybe professional rugby was a better option. Here he is, touch for Bobo, in some space. We know he can jig and jive.
I think the referee might have been the road of Spencer.
Yeah, you're certainly right there, Kirky. Carlos coming in for the tackle and ran straight into the ref.
Well, I think the ref was between him and Bobo, so he just gave up.
Scrum's pretty even at this stage, guys. Not much movement in there. Good solid scrum that time from South Africa. They'll be pretty mindful the last time these two teams met. The All Blacks demolished their scrum near the end of the game. That's a good scrum from the All Blacks. So look at that. That's a beauty. Turnover. Great scrum.
Up for Holler. Ruben Thorne couldn't pick it up. Picked up by Umanga. Howlett. Spencer. Anything can be on with this guy. Up for Case Muse. Late tackle. Bit of sorting out going on in back play between Spencer and Kronia.
Late and high.
Play on. Marshall. He gets sandwiched. And will come back for the penalty.
This is one of the problems South Africa have got in their game at the moment, a lack of discipline at crucial times. They give away silly penalties, which costs them dearly.
Well, at 10-8, 25 minutes gone. Let's have a look at this as Spencer looks to give the pass, and yeah, it was high, and bordering on late.
Mainly high, I think, wasn't it?
I think high, I think that's the call, Kirky, because he was committed, wasn't he? He was moving through the air.
Yeah, well, Carlos is not happy about it. He's having a go at the big boy too, isn't he?
Well, I don't imagine Carlos Spencer would shy away from too much. Gives him a bit of a facial.
Well, at least he's on the ground. That was a help.
No retaliation is the call from Peter Marshall. But my point, Bull, 10-8. 25 minutes gone. It's like an All Black Springbok encounter as we used to know them, and yet this is where they discipline. And I know.
Well, they did it so many times last week against Australia too, Hamish. Just at crucial times. I mean, how many kicks did Aussie get last week against them, you know? Just lack of discipline. It's really missing in their game at the moment.
Well, we were at the gym this morning. We ran into Ray Morth, and he was just talking about the top 2 inches. It's still a bit of a learning curve for this Springbok side. The great winger from 1981, of course, is involved with the defence of this team.
And isn't he in great nick still? Looks like a bodybuilder.
Couldn't believe it was 22 years ago that he nailed 3 at Eden Park. Spencer comes in, likes it. He turned the other way and picked up the kicking tee straight away. He knew it was on for 3. 13 points to 8, the All Blacks lead.
And I noticed when the All Blacks were warming up before the game, Hamish, Carlos Spencer was spending a fair bit of time practicing his goal kicking. Maybe taking a leaf out of the book of Johnny Wilkinson, who before games spends up to an hour practicing his goal kicking on match day. So it's certainly paying dividends at the moment.
This time it's South Africa who go deep from the restart. Van Niekerk, he's been involved in a lot of play. And Spencer's kick hung up there forever.
I suppose you've got to remember those penalties that Spencer has got a slight breeze behind him, which is obviously assisting him a bit. See what happens in the second half.
Curtzio with the throw. 26 minutes gone. 5 points the margin. There's Gel Kronia.
You stay out. Okay.
Bang on target for Big Victor.
The best sort of ball to take in a line out and the easiest ball, Hamish, is going forward to the ball instead of running back and leaping. It looks so easy when they do it like that, doesn't it?
This one is a huge one from Louis Kerr. Knocked forward. Van der Westhuizen almost gets away from Ruben Thorne. They're dangerous here inside the 22. Picked up by Bands. Brad Thorne needed to make that tackle on Van Niekerk, but he might have snuggled that away as well. No, illegally. Hands on the deck.
Probably a fair enough call from Peter Marshall.
Well, he did the good work initially. He got his arms around the ball when he was up in the air, but as he went to the ground, he still tried to play it, of course, which is illegal. You can't play it when you're off your feet.
Exactly.
So that's where he fell down on that occasion. Well, there he is, Richard Bands, a try-scoring prop who's just been involved in everything, been very impressed with his play.
So Louis Kerr, who takes off the headgear for the goal kick. Free for all on 3 Sport. Carisbrook, Dunedin. The house of pain. The pain being pretty much evenly inflicted at the moment. Kern kicks the penalty, closes it back up to just 2 points, 13 points to 11.
South African reserves feeling the cold here. And Carisbrook all rugged up.
Borrowed their blankets from the motel. There's your do, Bull.
Doesn't matter what they look like, mate, as long as they keep you warm.
Exactly.
And you make sure you take them back.
That's your fashion sense, isn't it?
Can't say I wander around with a pink blankie, mate. My little 15-month-old daughter might.
Here it is down for Cronje, supported and blocked on him, Sapaka. Lance Smith. Collins the tackler. Van der Westhuizen really wasn't the option there. He gets swamped and the Boks have to get back for this. Cohen. Down for Howlett. South Africa have this on the All Black side of halfway. Let's see if they can cook something up in the backs. Louis Kerr to Bobo. Case Muse the tackler.
Is Jerry Collins down there?
Yeah, I think it is Jerry Collins.
Collins down and not looking at all comfortable.
Well, Louis Kuhn there doing a good job. Tried to bust through the defensive line and nice pop up to Bobo.
That was a good tackle by Case Muse, though. They said them in there. The All Blacks could have been in a little bit of trouble.
They're creating a few gaps, aren't they? And close to the South Africans at the moment. They just continually punch it up there.
I think it's fair to say Ian Kirkpatrick performance, an improved performance from what we've seen so far from South Africa in season 2003.
Yeah, they're playing it pretty close to the chest. They've kicked a lot of high kicks, and just keeping it close in that close quarter stuff and testing the All Blacks, and that's how Bands got through. And so they're playing a pretty good percentage game and low risk.
Good work here from Kun Kirky. He committed 2 All Black defenders, and this is where Jerry Collins got hurt. Looked like he might have got a knee in the face or something, but hard to tell from that. But as always, Jerry Collins totally committed to the task.
Bounces back pretty quickly.
It was a well set All Black scrum.
Dave
Just a little bit tentative off the back there was Warren Smith. This is Matfield, nothing tentative about him. Van Niekerk. Hammett makes the tackle. Kern. Let's rip with the drop goal. It's going to drop down and Muliaina will have plenty of time. Not out from Mills Muliaina, down to Stefan de Blanche. Kern again, using this tactic of putting it high.
And they've been excellent kicks, Hamish. Generally, they've had South African players underneath them, putting pressure on the All Blacks.
Dewey ball there. The All Blacks lucky to grab that one. Holler back between his legs, picked up by Ali Williams. Spencer. Pressure on him from Smith. He won't find touch either. Van Niekerk does well. Van der Westhuizen. Nice little jinking run. Taken on by Cronje. Just poor pass that time and knocked on. That was shoddy.
I'm just wondering if that ball's a bit slippery down there, Bunsey, because a couple of times Just Van der Westhuizen seems to be having trouble getting a spiral on it and getting any distance. It just seems to be lobbing out to Louis Kuhn.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of dew on the ground. There's a bit of moisture, but you know, it's. I think maybe he's just trying to clear it as quickly as possible, and maybe just suffering from a few jitters.
Match analyst now, AJ Wetton.
Here we see Brad Thorne into the picture. First take in international football, him as a run-on player. Good take here again, Hammett finding his man. Unfortunately, a bit of ill-discipline there with a late tackle. Here's Cronje, his first take in international football. And he, in turn, a legal head-high tackle on Spencer. Both players, you'd have to say, 50-50 at this stage.
Here's the Locks getting involved. Case Mews involved in this. He's still looking for that elusive try to become the equal greatest try-scoring prop in the history of Test rugby.
There's nothing wrong with that All Black front row ball, is it?
Oh, I think they're getting stronger and stronger, Kirky. Because the thing is, you've got Richard Bands running around the field, and he's using a lot of energy, and perhaps the scrummaging is falling off because of that. Got to do your core jobs first. That's the job of a tight fort.
Delport just out from his 10-metre line. Runs straight at Major. Bobo. Slips the little rubber kick in behind and runs it a touch. 13-11, 31 minutes gone.
South Africans playing a pretty basic game, all right. Tinus Delport taking the ball up there. He didn't have a lot of option. The defensive line of the All Black team come up together and left him with two options: kick it or run straight into them. And he took, I guess, one to keep possession and let them live to fight another day.
Well, there was talk of Ali Williams taking responsibility and leadership in this game, and he's certainly doing that come line-out time. It's been a powerhouse there so far.
Wanting to have a bit of a run with it too, Williams. Spencer, Muliaina. Marshall, close quarters. Collins, a bit flat-footed, but he gets a bit of momentum on. For the cool head of Aaron Major. Weighted it perfectly.
Once again, we see the benefit of having a couple of well-established kickers in the back line. Gives you lots of options.
And the chase of Dougie Howlett. It's the name of the game. Pressure, whether you've got the ball or whether you haven't.
Taken in by Matfield. Only just went the 5 metres. But Marshall tells Mark Hammett to get out of there. Coming in from the side, penalty South Africa.
Well, Case Mews was doing a lot of work, and he initially went for the tackle, got on his feet, and he almost stole it back for the All Blacks.
Well, Peter Marshall, he did warn them though, didn't he, Kirky? And they continued trying to come around there, so...
Well, he certainly wore and hammered. Seems to enjoy a bit of sort of confrontation, doesn't he, Peter Marshall?
A bit more than his Wallaby teammate counterparts, Kirky.
Garcia goes to Matfield.
Well, I'd say Matfield in terms of international locks is right up there. Got a huge work rate. Makes it look so easy just at the front of that line out.
Fourth clean take of the match as Corne Clear takes it up. And straight into Reuben Thorne, crunching, driving tackle.
Reuben Thorne has made a mountain of tackles around that close quarter stuff tonight. He's got a huge work rate in there.
It's had to be made as Muliaina is safe as houses back there. Takes the quick one. And they look to move it pretty quickly.
10 metres.
Not back to 10.
10 metres.
Bit of a let off there for the All Blacks. Just tended to rush it then, didn't they? They were trying to force it across. It was all a little bit rushed, but they get another chance.
Blanche, though, offside.
And the Springboks continue to play that low-risk game, kicking.
Again, the All Blacks look to up the momentum here through Collins. Bobo on him.
Your ball. Taking my flag.
Take it in. Lose it or use it, as they call on this occasion, from Peter Marshall. So South African scrum midway, 22 and halfway centre of the field. All sorts of options here.
I'd question that call a little bit. He called it a maul, and it initially started as a maul, but then it went to the ground as he called maul, I thought. But
Well,
I mean,
I
his
suppose
call.
once he'd said it's a maul, I suppose Jerry Collins realised that his only option was to get it to the ground. Solid scrum from South Africa. Exposing the blind side here for Juan Smith, coming back in on the in-pass from Van der Westhuizen. Sapaka.
Collins and Thorne again working in tandem so often in that tackle area.
Once again, another knock-on from Louis Kern off a slack pass. Muliaina. Advantage over and a knock-on on the far side, this time from Howlett. In-your-face defence, that's what the Springboks have got to do, and they are achieving that.
Yeah, but they're getting themselves in a lot of bother. Just Van der Westhuizen seems to be having a lot of trouble clearing the ball and linking up with Kun.
Indecisive, I think, Van der Westhuizen at times. And a little look down the blind side that he thought better come back open side, wasn't on. Had to flick it between his legs. It's not Kern's fault. I mean, you have to be, you have to be Martin Snedden in the deck to pick up a couple of those.
Yeah, I think he's looking for himself first before he's thinking about Kun, and that's getting himself into a bit of bother.
Ryan Smith going nowhere, scragged down by Marty Holler. Louis Kerr with the huge long-range drop kick. Little run over the line. Well,
did he take it back?
He did. Well, I tell you what, if a touch judge had an eye on that, it was still in the field of play when he took it. Chance here, dangerous stuff back here for Muliaina. Slips over.
Is there a trip in there?
Smashed down inside the 22.
Oh, they look like there was a foot trip in there.
Foot trip. He's picked it up, has he?
Go back to Eden Park a
knock on.
number of years.
He's taken a call from touch judge David McHugh for the knock on. Peter Marshall.
The crowd a little bit incensed by that one. They thought there was a bit of a foot trip.
There's Peter Van Ziel's mate. He's the man who was attacked last year in South Africa. Running the touch judge on this one. South African player down and back play. Closing in on half-time.
A little bit risky. A couple of times the All Blacks have tried to move the ball from inside their 22, and they've got themselves in a bit of bother.
Territory pretty even.
Yeah, Bull, I was just thinking those things that we saw Aaron Major, he tried to get a quick pass away when he was under a little bit of pressure. Those are the things that you get away with in in the daytime, I guess, and something that they've been playing in, well, not in Australia, but in good conditions. You can get away with those little things like that.
In the van here for Smith. Front rows come up. Rucks and Maul 2-1 in favour of South Africa, so they have the possession. Smith will look to come blindside here.
Yeah, excellent work in there from Richard Bands, a tight end, promoting that side so Smith can get some leeway off the back of the scrum.
Good see it. Tackler not rolling away is the call.
Well, the South Africans certainly had the better this last 20 minutes of this half, haven't they? No doubt about that.
And the thing that could come into play later in this match, guys, is there's a few All Blacks that haven't played a lot of rugby in recent times. I'm talking Marty Holler, Brad Thorne, Case Muse, you know.
I suppose the expectation, Bull, was that their introduction would be seamless. It is clearly not at this stage because the South African forwards have got a bit of dander up. They're competing well. In fact, they're dominating at this stage.
Well, they're playing for pride, Hamish, aren't they? Their backs into the wall. They've got nowhere to go. So they've got to come out fighting, and they're making a good fist of it so far.
It's probably fair to say that Cronje and Matfield are having a slight advantage in general play over Williams and Thorne. Chris Jack, of course, is waiting on the bench. Louis Curl, he doesn't miss too many. Dead-eyed Dick. Put the knockers right on him.
Well done, Hamish. He doesn't miss many, mate, but he's only got 1 from 3 tonight.
No, he's nailed a couple. He's nailed 2 penalties.
Oh, 2, I apologise.
Willems there. Kick straight to Umaga. Wasn't a great kick, in fact, it was an awful kick. Muliaina. Half time, Hooter goes. Shot for Spencer. Umaga giving chase. This one will run into touch. Peter Marshall has. Look at his whistle.
New Zealand 13, lead South Africa 11.
13 points to 11 is the half-time score at Carisbrook in favour of the All Blacks over South Africa. Starting to go their way as well. Turnovers pretty even there. Lineouts pretty even. Both play first 5/8 have put a lot of kicks into play, but the telling point really has been in the last 20 minutes or so where South Africa got a lot of way on and have dominated the rucks and mauls by 2-1, 51-26. Rightio, let's have a look back on the first half with match analyst, former All Black AJ Wetton.
Well, she started off with a hiss and a roar, and here's Van der Westerhuizen playing in his 86th, 7th Test match. Not a good pass here, showing his skills on the base of the ruck and maul here. Kicks it over the top here, giving some breathing room to South Africans, but also prone to make some mistakes. Here we see one going out on the full, under no real pressure really. Ball came alive in the 5th minute. Good ball here to Marshall. Out it goes. Good insight there by Major. Kicks it through lovely, and look at that bounce there for Roko Thoko. Isn't he having a dream run? Smiles around for the All Blacks' first points on the board. But what a beauty reply here by the South Africans. Willemse hasn't really had many opportunities. Very nifty on his feet. Lays it up nicely. The forwards coming well. Lovely pop ball here by Van Westerhuizen. And here's Peter Barnes running. My word, look at him on the rampage. Carlos Spencer far too high. He'll remember that missed tackle. And the big number 3 dots down. What a beauty. Not many opportunities for the Mills Molina. He tries to set something alight here. Major onto Roko Thoko. Off he goes. But really the sideline too close. They bundle him into touch. Again, the All Blacks always looking to open it up. Mills Molina again in their 22. Sees an opportunity, but the pass too high. Knock on there by the All Blacks. Being too common in this half. I guess the forwards will take this one down here. Front row. Good scrum here. Not very often you see a tight head in international football. Jerry Collins.
Tri-Nations, the All Blacks in South Africa. Jos van der Westhuizen, 13 points to 11, just 2 points in it. Not too many would have predicted that. As it comes back to Louis Kern. Nicely positioned, Muliaina, Spencer. Howlett. Taken down in the tackle.
All Black support just far too slow.
Yeah, Ashwin Willemse are doing a good job there. Saw the ball loose and went and secured it for South Africa.
Once again, nice ball presentation from Matfield. And Louis Curtis eyed a bit of a gap here. Back for Ruben Thorne, who does well to secure the possession. The All Black skipper. Muliaina. Mills Muliaina. Brilliant balance. Couldn't quite offload. Marshall back for Spencer. Chicken behind. Too many chases here, and it seems to sit up all right for Willemse. Tinas Delport, whose ball corkscrews back infield to Marshall. Spencer. Muliaina taken in the tackle. 13-11, just 2 points in it. Second half underway here at Carisbrook. Collins. Major, not a great pass. This is picked up by Stéphane Terblanche. Back for Kern. Once again, the service not that fantastic. Let's go down and check with Frank Bunce. Any changes in the All Black 15?
Yes, I can see just from where I'm down the end of the field, but I can see there's a number 17 running out there, Bezuidenhout. I'm not too sure at this point in time who he's replaced, but we'll have a look at that as the scrum packs down. I'm on the wrong side to have a look at the Springboks, but no changes in the All Black 15 at the moment.
Lawrence Parker is the man he's replaced, I think, in the front row. Bezuidenhout, 33-year-old on debut, and Louis Kern, a third knock on. That has been a crucial area, and once again, that pass wasn't great from Van der Westhuizen, but you would have expected Kern to have picked it up.
Well, it wasn't a good pass, but Louis Kern, as he reaches right down, just knocks it forward. But he would love the pass further up, and he obviously wants to use this breeze that he's got, and he hasn't really had the chance.
I'm not so sure about Van der Westhuizen. I wonder whether there may be the opportunity to bring Neil de Kock into this one. A couple of those passes haven't been that great. Collins. Muliaina, high tackle on him. Just out from the 22. Back from Marshall. Spencer. Case Muse hit and driven back. Well, I don't know if he can get out of it that easily, referee Peter Marshall. Tony Kutzer pretty much wrapped in there. Spencer makes it over the advantage line. Back for Major.
You'll hang up.
Tinas Delport. Ali Williams comes through, does well.
Good play by Reuben Thorne.
Spencer shifts it wide. Umaga. Collins. The Hurricanes together. Brad Thorne. Case Muse.
Well, it's not bad serving in defence. It's a lot better than it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they're up very flat, Kirky, and their communication on defence is very good. They're really keeping their structure and their lines well, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're certainly sticking to that line and not coming up in staggers.
The ball just seemed to sit here. Peter Marshall was on the other side and couldn't see. You see the South African hand in there, and there's no way that ball was coming out of there, but he was actually on his feet. But good call from Marshall, didn't see it, so called a scrum to the All Blacks.
Collins does that so well. Major. Umaga. Tata Umaga. 5 or 6 metres out. Marshall. Flat to Collins. Hit of a forward pass. Straight to Kutsia.
With a one quick ball.
Really testing the South African defence now. Rokethoko couldn't quite pick that one up. Still advantage with South Africa. A chance to try and relieve some of the pressure. Back for Kern. And into touch. 13 points to 11. 5 or so minutes gone. Second half, free for all on 3 Sport.
Joe Rokethoko nearly getting involved again. Just didn't quite sit up for on that occasion. Stayed low, couldn't quite get hold of it. A quite clever play from Justin Marshall, just veering up the options. A fantastic opportunity The All Blacks weren't on attack very often in the last 10 or so minutes of the first half. So a rare opportunity in the 22 for them.
Standing down here behind the post, behind the All Black backs, and they're lined out very, very deep. So it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. Although we see a couple of loosies coming out to join.
Yeah, as soon as they wrapped up their possession, Collins and Hollow were out there very quickly. Yeah. Umaga try to free it off to Hollow. Bobo tries to get his mitts on the ball, does so. Squeezes out on the All Black side. Yori Muller coming through and making the back for Marshall. Yaina. Willems is the tackler.
Good work there, Marty Holler, getting over the ball, securing it.
Look at the saving defense.
Swarming the Fitty and Kirkpatrick.
They're really getting into it.
They're just relentless, aren't they? Ali Williams, he's had a huge game.
Of an opportunity here.
Number 4 offside. Number 4 offside.
So offside against Hiol Kronia.
That's a lot better passage of play from the All Blacks, stringing some phases together, getting some go forward. But as you say, Kirky, the South African defence has been very impressive.
Well, they're certainly getting the workout they wanted, the All Blacks.
That was a nice angle run by Ruben Thorne. They're very unlucky.
Carlos Spencer.
100% so far, Kirky. Carlos?
Yeah, and he's kicking into this breeze, so that this will test him. He's not. He's fair way. What is he? 40-odd metres out.
And look at this on the forward replay there. Ali Williams getting involved.
Oh, nice silky skills there. Justin Marshall. Good support play from him. And that's where the forward pass occurred. But South Africa are offside, so Carlos gets a chance to nail another 3.
In comes Spencer. He likes it. The touch judges like it, and the flags go up on 1,000 points by the All Blacks against South Africa, the first team to do that. In the 62nd encounter between these two mammoth mountains of world rugby. You like that, Bull?
I do. There's no bigger rivalry in world rugby, is there, than these two? I've been going hard at it for a few years now.
And nice to see it's a close encounter of the old-fashioned kind at this stage. 16-11.
Marshall, no support. Turnover.
Rubbed away. Willems, he loves to get involved in the close stuff. Van Niekerk slips the tackle of Jerry Collins, but was going across field anyway, so there was defence there for him. Bobo stepping back inside, a couple of high tackles, scragged eventually by Thorne with support from Collins. Van der Westhuizen, Van Niekerk.
South Africans aren't keen to move it out, are they? Could have gone wide that time.
Yeah, I think they should have, Kirky. There was a couple of All Black front rowers out on the short side. So South Africa probably took the wrong opportunity there.
Van Niekerk into Collins again. Here's Juan Smith straight into the tackle, sandwiched by the midfield of Umaga and Major.
Should have used Bobo there, who was coming in.
For Kern with the drop goal attempt. Pushes it across the face of the sticks. Drop out from the 22.
Well, low risk, safety first, isn't it, with the Springboks?
A good defence though, Kirky. The Springboks just ran out of ideas in the end.
Yeah, Bull there. They seem from the second and third phases, they seem to have the runners, but they're always heading across field, and they're not using the guys who are coming straight to any advantage.
They seem very reluctant to offload at times too, Bunsey.
Yeah. I think they're just sticking to that simple plan that kept them close in the first half.
16 points to 11.
Trying not to lose rather than trying to win. Possibly.
Kronia. Lost forward. That's the call.
Lost forward.
I'd like to see that again on the replay. From our vantage point, it seemed to go back. We'll get a better view here. Well, he's running back to it. I don't think that went forward. What do you think, Hamish?
Appeared to be.
That's it on the fence, mate.
Appeared to be back and movement all the way, didn't it?
No, hey, once you drop a kick, that's it. It's pulled up.
Yep. 50-50. No, 50-50 call.
You're a hard man, Bunsey.
Hard but fair. Bobo. Van der Westhuizen. Wayne Smith. They can't quite get the forward momentum.
Once again, just running straight across.
Gutsia into the tackle of Williams. Collins coming through. Lost forward there by South Africa. The All Blacks will get a scrum feed.
Put that down to Jerry Collins.
He just sprung through the middle end, didn't he?
And he's quite legal doing it.
It's very loose down in there in the rucks and mauls, isn't it, of the South Africans. Bull, I don't know too much about what happens in there, but it seems loose. You know, the Jerry Collins we saw there able to go straight through the middle and pressure the Springboks.
Yeah, they're just losing a bit of their structure, Bunsey, but that's a big South African scrum. Wheeling up on the loose head side. Bit of pressure here on Case Muse. Needs to anchor his side here. Keep it nice and square so we've got some stability and we can do something off the back.
He's up against Poseidon Hood.
He's got Brad Thorne pushing against him.
The man they say is the specialist tight head scrummager, but you wouldn't think so on that occasion. A bit of pressure went on there, although they may have been wheeling that way in favour of Collins.
Yeah, what they did there, Hamish, you saw him, he actually turned, he actually stepped around. They deliberately tried to wheel it, as opposed to actually driving it forward on that side. They sort of wheeled the whole thing.
Chris Jack starting to get warmed up for the action.
Coming for Brad Thorne, perhaps. Chris Jack, he's a guy that's performed so well, hasn't he, during the test season so far this year. Really gone up a level from Super 12.
Van Niekerk.
It's a better run from him, taking it straight up that time.
Ryan Smith.
He runs across so much, and it's hard for support to get on when he does that, and he's turned it over.
Comes the way of the All Blacks through Doug Howlett. Still in play. Back to South Africa. Yori Mullet, hardly seen him at all. Kern sees some space in behind. It's a huge putt away. But it doesn't have a kind bounce for him, and it will go in behind the try line.
Not much of a chasing lineup from the Springboks. Enough to force the 22, but they really need to be a lot more accurate and committed.
They got no intention of moving it out wide, have they? They're just going to keep it close or kick it wide.
Excellent quick hands here. Thorne and Spencer making the tackle, turning it over.
Here's Smith. Want to see him go straight. Too much of the side running.
Very hard too when he does that, Hamish, for support to get on because they don't know where he's going. If he runs straight, it's nice short angles to get there.
Niekerk. Taken on by Kitsia before that. The All Black defence, though, drives them back and not releasing.
Mark Hammett's down with a knock to his head.
Two players on their feet. Two players on their feet. Doesn't matter. He's on his feet. He's entitled to the ball.
You mentioned not mentioning Muller much. Hasn't had much play, and neither is Tana Umaga. The ball doesn't seem to be getting past second five a lot, Bunsey, out there tonight.
No, well, you know, we've all commented on the simple game plan that the Springboks are using. They're not prepared to chance their arm. I don't think things are going to change too much. The All Blacks are always looking for opportunity, but you know, Tana does what's needed of him, whether it's tight or loose.
So Brad Thorne is off the field, replaced by Chris Jack. How would you assess the performance of Brad Thorne here, Kirkpatrick?
I think he's, you know, he hasn't really shown out, but I think he's been working hard on defence, and I think he's had a reasonable first half and a bit of the second.
Fairly early change to make 15 minutes into the second half. I think there's sort of a bit of a blandness about the All Black forward effort in this one, so maybe Chris Jack can add that bit of spark. To Blanche goes high for this one, does brilliantly well, keeps going, burrowing in. Willemse, Bobo, turns it back to Jari Moller. This time he has a bit of a chance, but he's shut down by Marty Holler.
And see how quickly Holler makes the tackle, gets back on his feet, trying to collect that ball for the All Blacks.
He's one of the best days.
Big difference for Marty Holler, played a club final in Waikato last week, now he's in the Test arena.
Muliaina was waiting for that one, perfectly positioned. Bit of an aimless kick really from Louis Kern. It's all about the chase being effective by South Africa. And eventually it's Spencer who whacks it into touch. Rucks and Moore still pretty much in favour, 72-50. 3-2. Favour of South Africa. The possession, well, pretty much even spoils there.
A little bit of a break while Richard Bands gets a little bit of treatment. Must be still a bit tight from that long run.
Match analyst is A.J. Wetton.
Yeah, we can see a bit of inconsistency in the All Blacks tonight. Great little kick here that set up that first try there for Roko Thoko. Here we see a lovely little left kick here. Going in the touch here by Major. There we get into the inconsistency. A drop ball under pressure. There we see a blatant first half. I know he'll be looking for a much more consistent second one.
There's a couple of uncharacteristic errors really from Aaron Major, but
he's been under a lot of pressure though. The South African defence has been up very flat, Hamish. Borderline offside. You know, they're getting away with it and they're doing it well, but puts a lot of pressure when you're trying to receive the ball and you've got players at the same time.
Well, that's what Naz Botha said on 3 News during the week. You've got to be in their face, especially Spencer and Major. You've got to get up there. So play to the letter of the law, and it's working at this stage in terms of keeping in touch. Just 5 points in it. And they are loving it here.
Those Scarfies.
Just getting a bit of atmosphere going with a Mexican wave.
Those Scarfies don't mind the cold, do they?
They mind a cold one either. Knock back here. Matfield. Back for Kern. Kicking behind Muliaina. So good in the back, and Mills Muliaina. Spencer, Collins, Marty Holler almost gets past. Spencer goes high. Delport waits. Chris Jack, there's the injection needed.
Brilliant stuff by Chris Jack.
Numbers to the left. Spencer, Rakathoko. Van Niekerk comes across and makes the tackle. Laid back for Marty Holler.
Offside. There's 2, 5 and 4 here, was. Offside.
That's what we've been talking about, that borderline defence. They've been pinged on this occasion.
Greg Somerville getting ready to come on. I'm way down the other end of the field, so I can't quite see who's coming off, but standing down there waiting.
Chris Jack, awesome work here. One-handed, plays back, regathers. It's forward 3 or 4 metres. Talk about reserves adding value, and he's straight in the action.
So Case Muse is off, replaced by Greg Somerville. Wairoa's favourite son these days, the All Black tight end prop. There's been some pretty good rugby players come out of Wairoa over the years. You can think of KK Lambert.
Well, until Thursday, he thought he was going to be sitting in the stands watching this game. Of course, poor old Carl Hoff, straining a calf muscle. He's had a terrible run of injuries.
Famous Brownlee family as well from Wairoa. And there's the penalty is over.
100% for Carlos.
There he is, Greg Somerville. So second penalty of the second half for Carlos Spencer. 100% so far.
Springboks making a change.
Lucas van Biljon is the hooker. Bull, we saw this guy a couple of years ago. We really rated him. Injuries have kept him out. He's a nail.
He's like an Energizer battery. That guy just goes and goes and goes. Huge work rate.
Probably something the Springboks need at this stage too, isn't it?
Look at that, Jerry Collins.
Spencer. Variation on the banana kick comes down to Jus van der Westhuizen. Gets the pass back into Willemse. Willemse almost in some space. This is dangerous. The All Blacks will need to regroup. Poseidon Hoot. Kurt. Juan Smith. Matfield. Cronje. Here it is, Barnes. Thorne stops him in his tracks. Corey Krea. 10 metres out. Thorne. Back for Major. Nobody at home.
Here comes Joe Rokothoka.
To Blanche, can only go back and take it in a touch.
Well,
Excellent turnover from the All Blacks. South Africa were just starting to build up a bit of pressure.
yes, can't help but thinking quick hands from Corne Krieger down in this corner.
And I think
Would have proved a lot more of a threat to the All Blacks than cutting inside.
I think it was Chris Jack who got his hands in there. Got it back on the All Black side.
Jack. Hammett. Matfield came through with a flyer on Rokothoka.
Not only is Joe Rokothoka fast, he's strong in the tackle as well too, isn't he?
John down to your ball. Just a tackle. Stand up, please. Take it easy, those feet. Take it easy. Take it easy with the feet. Thank you.
Tana Umaga hasn't had too many opportunities tonight.
To be fair, Bull, he hasn't had too many opportunities all season. It's been probably one of the quieter backs of the All Blacks.
Well, he got a bit of space against the Australians.
That was a lovely try, wasn't it?
Yep.
On that pass from Muliaina. Tennis Delport on his own 22. Don't get away from the tackle of Marshall. Back for Kern.
Just going back to Tana quickly, you're saying he has been a little bit quiet by his standards this year, but what he has done well has been lead, and he's got all the young backs around him operating in unison, and you can't say that they haven't had an influence on this All Black performance in the last few matches.
That's the thing. I think, Frank. Leadership.
Exactly.
That's what they're wanting so much from. Obviously, Thorne does it in the pack, and Umaga is the man who organises the troops out wide. Van Niekerk, 19 points to 11. 17 minutes remain.
Great hit, Carlos Spencer.
It was a great tackle, Carlos Spencer.
Jerry Collins, he's just making hit after hit.
Van der Westhuizen.
They're not moving far, though, South Africa, are they? They're just running across field. They're not getting any punch onto the ball and breaking over the advantage line.
Yeah, they're still tending to run across a bit. Not bringing someone back on the angle.
I think they are trying a bit more, though, guys?
Yeah, definitely, Buncey, but I suppose it's a bit of them running across and crabbing space, but also the good All Black defence, which is very well organised.
Exactly.
Spencer gets the kick away.
And the crowd's gone a bit quiet down there, Buncey, a little bit subdued. I think that a lot of people here tonight have thought the All Blacks were going to romp over the South African team, but it certainly hasn't been the case.
Well, we've been spoiled in the last few weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, we talked about it, Frank, didn't we? We talked about 50-point margins being silly stuff, really.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the Springboks have come to play tonight, you know. Rudolph Straley talked about going home being proud to be a Springbok, and it's quality of performance for them as well as us.
Exactly, as much about performance as a result, and they still have a chance of a result here as it comes back from Marshall. Spencer. Kern makes the tackle on him. Umaga drives in, back for Marshall. Marty Holler is always 100%. Collins, Bobo the tackler, with some help from Lucas van Bullion. Taken on by Somerville. South Africa wouldn't want to give away a penalty here.
All Blacks keeping it close, so they're just going to keep it close, and then move it out. Well, that was better continuity by the All Blacks, didn't it? 10 phases.
Number 4.
So change coming up for South Africa, coming off for Kronya.
He can be well pleased with his efforts in his first test.
Let's see what is pretty much the accidental offside.
Just a bit of miscommunication. Justin Marshall thought Major was going to be a bit out a bit wider, and they just ran into each other in the end.
Deep kick from Yori Muller down to the 10-metre line of the All Blacks for Muliaina. Mills Muliaina is an excitement machine. Pleasure to watch. Spencer back into Thorne. Chris Jack.
That Chris Jack stepping over his right foot.
Well, he probably provides the go forward that maybe Brad Thorne didn't, or was expected to, as Muller comes away with it. Van Niekerk, well, they needed to free that pass. Bobo picks it up.
That was well read by Dougie Howland, though.
That field just going towards the touchline. Here it was. He needed to stop it. Kone Kria. Willemse. Spencer and Hewitt, the tacklers.
Well, the All Blacks certainly getting plenty of tackling practice tonight. The South Africans had the possession for large parts of this match.
Talked about them needing a tough one because the last couple have been a bit soft.
Over here, no. Over here, thanks.
Mr. Marshall just trying to speed it up, but you can't tap behind the referee's back because he wants to see it. Just ill discipline again from South Africa.
So Spencer will look for the touchline.
Marty Holler a little bit slow to get up, but that's the life of a loose forward, eh, Kirky?
Yeah, well, you would know what it feels like, Buncey, would you? Of course, being out in the midfield there.
Well, I've seen it happen.
Get off. Right, let's go.
He's a real workhorse, Marty Holler, though, isn't he?
Oh, he certainly is.
And he gives it 110%.
He's done a good job considering he hasn't played a lot of rugby this year. There he is. What I enjoy about his play is he makes the tackle and gets to his feet so quickly, and a good turnover there.
And that was due to Marty Holler. Simple as that.
Great work, Holler. The All Blacks try getting really cheeky and fancy with it, and they blow it.
So they've knocked it on. Lucky.
Yeah, they were lucky. Very lucky. South Africa have taken 3 against the throw. It continues to be a problem for the All Blacks.
Stand up, boys, stand up.
Somerville against Besaided on this near side.
I think he's improved their scrum since he's come on, Hamish. Their scrum seems a lot better. He's an aggressive prop. It's a better hit from the All Blacks, though.
All about the hit and the point of contact.
Oh, superb scrum. Rock solid.
Ascendancy. Spencer, Major.
Is it there? Is it there? Have it up, thanks. Have it up. Just a tackle ball. Tackle ball, guys. Just a tackle ball. Sorry.
19 points to 11.
Well, the All Blacks aren't having it as easy as they had a couple of weeks ago against the Springboks. They've really organised the defence, haven't they?
Well, 1 or 2 not quite so in the know. We're talking to us about what are we going to say with 20 minutes to go when the All Blacks are ahead by 40 or 50, but I don't think we ever suspected that would be the case here. It's 8 points the margin, 10 minutes to go. And a wake-up call for 1 or 2 around the country who think the World Cup's a dead cert.
A timely wake-up call too, Hamish.
Exactly. Marshall comes on the blind side. Howlett comes back inside. Back for Marshall. Up for Ali Williams. Probably had a better game. Probably got a little bit more involved tonight. Major into Bobo. Bounces Bobo. Finds Umaga. This is more like it. Marshall in support. Dragged down 10 metres out inside the 22.
Football needed.
Rokethoko, Spencer, numbers, Howlett. Try time coming up for Ruben Thorne. Is it taken down 2 metres out?
Yadali Williams just couldn't keep hold of it.
Great tackle on Ruben Thorne, though. So close. A lot better play from the All Blacks. Major here getting the go forward, and Tana Umaga linking very well with him. And then Dustin Marshall, I think he's had a fine game tonight. Carries it on. And good width of the ball here. Good quick hands from Dougie Howlett. Ali Williams involved once again. Oh, superb tackle. Smith, Smith. Great cover defence from him.
Well, Ruben Thorne had he had no option but to do what he did. So it was great defence by the Springboks.
Mark Hammett and Kevin Maalamu coming into the action. The All Blacks leading by 19 points to 11. Points the margin. The All Blacks hoping to put this one beyond South Africa, who
Heads up, please. Crouch and hold. Engage.
certainly been in this one. And a free kick. Going the way of South Africa as Juan Smith cranks it up. Churn. Punt down to Doug Howlett, just on his own side of halfway. Muliaina, Rokethoko. Marshall again.
He's run well tonight, Marshall, hasn't he?
Taking some momentum up here. Maalamu. Major again.
Starting to get a head of steam on now, the All Blacks.
Spencer. But Newkirk makes the tackle. Ali Williams. Major putting a kick in behind. This is pretty huge. Delport. And out on the full.
Not a bad option, a little bit long though. Something a little bit different from Aaron Major.
This is where I'd like to see the All Blacks put a lot of pressure on the South African line out, Kirky. Try and get a couple of guys up there and steal one of their throw-ins.
Yeah, well, they haven't put a lot of pressure on them, have they? Contested a lot.
Not appearing to do that, though. They've got a formation to try and counter. See the way they're standing, all pointing in. Not putting it jumper up there.
Here's Lucas Van Bullion. Replacement hooker. Taken on by Juan Smith. Barnes, the try scorer, goes in there and claims it. This is Van Niekerk. This time it's the turn of the Springboks to get a little bit of momentum on, a bit of a roll on, a bit of a drive on, up towards halfway.
Yeah, they've toiled well tonight, haven't they, Hamish? The the South African forwards.
Yep.
You know, they've got a Bulls feel about them. 4 of the tight 5 at the start of the match of Bulls players. Their Lucy's have really got stronger as the game's worn on, you know, really involved, taking the ball forward a lot, and they've really tested the All Blacks.
And they might have had a bit of a better night too, Bull, if this man, Louis Kern, had more luck with the boot. He hasn't kicked as well as we know he can. But I suppose really Ian Kirkpatrick, toil has been a word that's described South Africa, but they haven't really looked like ripping it open or really dominating. But they've hung in there to their credit.
Well, they certainly haven't ripped it open, but their defence and their commitment on defence is a big improvement from last time. That's when the All Blacks are finding it difficult. Their line of defence has been excellent, and that's why the All Blacks have found it very, very difficult to get through.
Well, it's a huge kick. It's a kick of about 51, 52 metres on the angle, but it would give them a sniff. And it won't have the distance or the accuracy. Gave it a good old thump. Not quite the same assistance that you get up on the high veld.
Oh, well, it didn't miss by much. They're still down here, though, and they've receiving the 22 dropout from the All Blacks gives them another chance in good field position.
By my reckoning, he's missed 4 kicks tonight, which is probably one of his better nights.
Andre Pretorius on the bench here. Down for Kern. Smith.
Marty Holler, good work on defence once again.
Here goes Matfield. Yeah, that was Spencer, was it?
He's made a couple of big hits tonight, Hamish.
A couple of big forwards out here as Louis Kern puts the kick in behind. The bounce favours Muliaina. But they pour through on him, the Springboks.
Yeah, good work, though. Buys himself time there.
He's got the strength of a flanker, hasn't he, Muliaina?
He has.
Takes it up so well.
Umaga. Rocket Toko. Collins. Van Bullion is the tackler of him. Back for Spencer. Well claimed by Matfield. Bobo. Yori Muller. And that's out on the full.
Yeah, Muller there just panicked a bit, didn't he? Saw himself coming to the sideline and just rushed his kick.
On the bench there, Leon McDonald to the right, Byron Callagher, Daniel Carter.
Looking like they're enjoying themselves.
Well, we're not going to get a taste of the action tonight. Mealamu. Picked up by Collins. Marshall off for Mealamu into Corey Krieger, the tackler, with Bobo. Of an opportunity, a lovely delay pass from Muliaina to Umaga, who thumps it downfield inside the 22 to Tennis Delport. His kick bounces away from Marshall. Just to go almost back to his 22. Muliaina. Spencer. Spencer through on halfway. Has support, Carlos Spencer in the form of Ali Williams. Shot down inside the 22. Holler gets there. And the penalty goes the way of the All Blacks. Coming in on the side, South Africa.
Well, Ali Williams, he tried to step inside, he slipped over, but he had the right idea.
Where that all started from, though, guys, the kick from the South Africans went too far, and the All Blacks had a line right across the field, and they were able to counter-attack. They get back so well, this All Black back line.
Well, probably the few times tonight the South Africans came up without numbers, and they were staggered as well, which let Spencer get through. It was a good run, though.
Yeah, there were a couple of tight forwards stuck out there, and they had the task of trying to stop this fella, which is no easy one at the best of times.
And we just watch Ali Williams. He tries to go back in, and then he gets tackled by Blanche.
Good support play from him.
He had the right idea, though.
Mailanu. Williams. This is Jack. Somerville drives in over it. Another penalty to the All Blacks. They might go again. Marshall takes the quick one. Not from the right mark, says Peter Marshall.
They get a little bit finicky, don't they, the referees? They like to see it where it's tapped from.
Yeah, they've got to see it.
Spencer, casual as in a touch. 19 points to 11. The All Blacks have got this one in the bag, and they want to put a bit of icing on the cake. Jack in the front this time. Marshall. Spencer. Major. Strong.
Strength from Major. Legs.
Marshall. Kevin Mailanu. Crowd rising to this one. Spencer. Umaga drives in on him. Advantage with the All Blacks.
Not very
as a brick.
Well, he was warned.
Yeah, not very discreet on that occasion, the big prop forward.
The All Blacks want to try. They're going to continue to work for one.
Guys, talk to me. No, the Hooter's gone. No line out.
They've got to move.
So the Hooter's gone. They've got to crank up a move here.
Close in.
Come on, guys. Let's nail it with a 5-pointer. Collins into the tackle of Van Niekerk. Back for Marshall. Spencer. Howlett waiting. Tennis Dalport knocks it down. Willems comes away with it. Knocked forward. That's it. It's all over. 19 points to 11. The All Blacks have
South Africa 11.
down a hard-fought win here over a much-improved South African side who resorted to some of the basics, Paul Allen, paid off. We talked about them maybe not going home with a winning result, but with an improved performance, they'd be, I guess, a little bit happier.
Oh, they've got to be a lot happier. A much bigger effort from them, particularly their forward pack worked well tonight, and just the sort of the test that the All Blacks needed.
So there he is, Bands, the big try scorer. And yes, it was a sort of a battle that the All Blacks certainly needed Ian Kirkpatrick. They will be the better for getting, for one of a better description, perhaps a bit of a working over up front.
Oh, it was just the game they wanted, Hamish. Yeah, they got that too.
Okay, let's throw down to Clint Brown.
Yes, as you heard from our former All Blacks on the 3 Sport commentary team tonight, it wasn't flash, but it was certainly effective and good enough for the All Blacks to wrap up the Tri-Nations for 2003. We'll take a short break, back with reaction right after this, so stay with us on 3 Sport Free for All. Rocket Man, Joe Rockethoko and test try number 11. Welcome back to 3 Sport Free for All, wrapping up the 60-second showdown between New Zealand and South Africa tonight. I suppose the fans here thought that once the All Blacks had got off to a great start with their try, they might have ran away with the game tonight, but it was a good old-fashioned tough test match. 19-11 the final score, but still a record-breaking victory for the All Blacks. The first time they've won 6 in a row against South Africa. They passed the 1,000 point mark 2 against the Box and wrapped up their 5th Tri-Nations in 8 years. So that's the first of what we hope will be the 3 big trophies this year for All Black captain Ruben Thorne.
Congratulations, Ruben. You secured the Tri-Nations trophy tonight, but it was certainly a hard-fought effort against a much improved South African side.
Yeah, we expect them to come out, fired up. They've had 2 disappointing losses, really, so we knew they'd be really tough tonight, and they were, and they played really well.
The area they seemed so much more improved was really in defence, and they got up flat. They put you under a lot of pressure, particularly in that first half.
Yeah, that's right. The first half we were playing most of the rugby down our own end, so that was the pressure they were putting on us, and they defended really well.
Your set phases went pretty good all in all, both scrum and line out. Perhaps second phase time, it took a wee while for you to get going, but you certainly improved there in the second half.
Yeah, it was just a bit messy there, the ball at the back of the rucks, and most of that was due to their defence, but it's an area that we can work on now.
The goal kicking has always been a key talking point lately, and Carlos has been a bit under pressure, but he certainly came up trumps tonight, and importantly so too.
Yeah, he kicked really well, and we've always believed in him, and tonight just showed what he's capable of.
It's on to the Bledisloe next week, and obviously all the Kiwis would be particularly happy if you could bring that home. So how do you think you're going to approach that match?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's a big game, and hopefully we can put together a good performance and maybe look for that result.
All Black captain Ruben Thorne. Right, to check out the rest of the summary for tonight's test match, let's catch up with Hamish Mackay and the rest of the 3 Sport commentary team looking back on the stats.
Yes, 19-11 that final score. In the end, New Zealand had the advantage in the territory, and possession stakes, rucks and mauls very even in the second half. 2-1 at half-time it was in favour of South Africa. The All Blacks certainly lifted the ante in the second half there. The line-outs against the throw, still a problem there. South Africa claimed 3 of those. Let's have a look at a gnarly old close encounter with match analyst AJ Wetton.
Well, the game didn't really come alive until the 5th minute. Good ball there from Marshall. And look at Major, lovely little kick. He couldn't do it better. Ball popped up nicely for Roko Thoko, and once again he's keeping that record going of scoring so many test tries. In the 14th minute, the South Africans replied with a great try here. Willemse takes it up, their best back on the park tonight. Good ball. Here we see Richard Barnes coming on at pace. Breaks the tackle of Muse. He's looking for support, but no, he keeps going there. Ineffectual tackle there by Spencer, and he dots down. What a beauty to reply by. The second half, the All Blacks replied on the boot of Carlos Spencer. Takes the score out to 16 points to 11. All Blacks still hot on attack, but they can't quite get that 5-pointer. Here we see Spencer once again. Had the boots on tonight, found the post, 19 points to 11. But it also was a game of inconsistencies. Here we see Marshall putting the ball through, Roko Thoko, blatant knock on. One here from Louis Kuhn, under no pressure whatsoever. Forward pass there by Marshall on to Ruben Thorne. Here we see lack of communication between Marshall and Major, resulting in a turnover. The game again came alive probably in the last 7-8 minutes. Good ball there, Major ducks inside. Looks for support. There was Umaga. Didn't have much to do tonight, but what he did well. Marshall in the tackle just before the try line. Ball coming out wide. Roko Thoko at half-back. There it goes out to Spencer. Long ball out there to Dougie Howlett. Under a wee bit of pressure. Ali Williams, he was everywhere. The ball probably a bit too slow there for Ruben Thorne. Lays it up nicely, but unfortunately again, a knock on by the All Blacks. Last opportunity there for them. Out it goes wide. Muliina, always adventurous. Pass it on to Spencer. His big break of the night. Off he goes. There's Somerville. He can't keep up. But there's that man again. Ali Williams on the left. Does the right thing. Chops inside. Laying it up again. Good body position there by the forwards. There's Holler. The Springboks offside. The game ending with the All Blacks winning 19 points to 11. A game full of promise, but one which failed to reach the dizzy heights of the past 2 All Black victories.
Yes, but a win's a win, so we'll still take it along with the players, no doubt. So the All Blacks created a few chances tonight, couldn't quite finish off due to the much improved defence of the Springboks, but one of the real highlights for the All Blacks tonight was certainly the goal kicking of Carlos Spencer. 5 out of 5, 14 points. Let's get his reaction now with Frank Bunce.
Carlos Spencer, congratulations, another Tri-Nations championship under the belt. How hard was it out there compared? It's not quite Pretoria, but how hard was it out there?
Yeah, as you say, it's not quite Pretoria, but, we'll take the win, and, they were right in our faces today, and we knew they would be. And, they had nothing to lose, and their backs were against the wall, and, they come out firing today, and, they stopped us from playing rugby. But, we'll take the win, but we'll go back and have a look at ourselves and make sure we improve for next week.
Yeah, a lot been talked about your goal kicking, but you nailed that home tonight. You happy with that?
Oh, definitely. I think it was 100% tonight, and I suppose it had to be on a night we didn't score a lot of tries, so... obviously the goal kicking was a must. So yeah, pretty happy that came through.
Excellent. I have to ask you about one thing. What's through with that tackle? You know, down on the prop down in the corner.
Don't go there, bro. Don't go there.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome. What sort of things did you have to change? You know, you knew what the Springboks would come out like tonight. As you say, their backs were to the wall. What sort of things did you have to change?
Yeah, I thought we pretty much had to muscle up front, and they got stuck into us up front, and you know, stopped us getting the go forward ball we've been used to in the last couple of weeks. You know, and obviously the kicking game tonight, you know, the wet, dewy balls, you know, the slippery conditions sort of made us, you know, obviously kick a bit better, a bit more ball tonight, which we had to do. So, you know, just little things like that. And, you know, just keep on improving in our set pieces. And I think we went backwards in our set pieces, considering from the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and all in all, a good build-up for next week and hopefully to bring home the Bledisloe.
Oh, definitely. You know, great to take the Tri Nations and, you know, we'll enjoy the night and put it away in the cabinet and then look forward to the Bledisloe next week.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, good luck for that and well done again.
Cheers, bro.
Yes, love that reaction by Carlos Spencer there. Yeah, don't go there, bro, with the old missed tackle. You'll get razzed about that no doubt in the dressing rooms. We'll take a short break on 3 Sports. Still to come, we'll take a look at what's coming up, which includes the rally right after the rugby.
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, staunch supporters of the All Blacks.
Three Sport, free for all, and this probably was one of the last free for all chances for the All Blacks to get off that Springbok line tonight and break the green and gold defence. Carlos Spence had a good game, and so too did Ali Williams. Yes, the big fella just couldn't quite finish off that fast-scoring movement there for the All Blacks. And another guy who had a big game tonight and certainly enjoyed his full 80 minutes out there on the field was the Waikato flanker Marty Holler. In fact, as Frank Bunce found out, he's had a big week.
Last week you were playing club rugby in the final for Maris there. This week you're representing the All Blacks. You had a big step up, obviously, but how'd you come through that?
Yeah, big step up. I played pretty much 80 minutes last week and then 80 minutes again this week, but the fitness didn't really hold up the same. I was huffing and puffing a bit, but just glad to get through it and glad to be out there.
And looking forward to next week against Australia. You'll get up to Auckland and get sorted out. Any problem areas you think you might want to look at?
Well, I think we operated pretty well. Scrum probably wasn't as dominant as it has been in the last couple of weeks. Line out went a bit better, but so I think hopefully up there we can just come away with the Bledisloe Cup, and that's the big goal that we set out for the season.
Certainly, that'll be wonderful if it happens. Good luck anyway, and thank you for talking to us, and get back onto the physio table.
Cheers, Bunsey. Thanks, mate.
And from a big week for Marty Holler to a huge week coming up on 3 Sports. Stay with us because coming up right after the rugby, we've got the rally. It starts with Rally XX tonight. That's followed by highlights from the Rally of Finland tomorrow. 7:30 on Thursday, it's the big one. It's the Yellow Ribbon Fight for Life. Join us for the Trans-Tasman Boxing Showdown, including, of course, our very own Frank, the centre Bunce, taking on Cliffy, the Walkabout Lions. That should be a fantastic night on 3. The Air New Zealand MPC kicks off on Saturday afternoon as the Northland Taniwha take on Canterbury. That's between 4 and 6. And then we're back for the big one, the Battle of the Bledisloe Cup at 8:30 next Saturday night, celebrating 100 years of All Black Test rugby. And let's hope the All Blacks can do it by winning that cup and bringing it back to where we think it belongs. On behalf of our rugby crew at Carisbrook tonight, thanks for joining us. But stay with us, the action continues. Coming up next, it's Rally Excess.
Part of New Zealand for 100 years,